J is for Justice podcast.
Roberta.
Hey everyone, welcome back to J is for Justice. I am your host, Jay. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And if you like what you see in this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. So there's been some updates in the Idaho 4 murders as far as Xana Kernodle is concerned. We all remember that her father, Jeffrey, said he last heard from Xana at midnight on the 13th and that, quote, she was fine. He also said they were just hanging out at home. Xana was just hanging out at home with her boyfriend. Her and Ethan were together for about a year, give or take. And she really, when I went up there, I saw her a week before that, and she changed a lot. She had a life. She got to see what it was like to have a boyfriend you live with, the devastated dad said. So does this go along with the fact that Ethan may have been living at 1122 King Road at some point? Were those Ethan's golf clubs in the downstairs first floor bedroom? We also know that Ethan's mother has said that they are holding Ethan's vehicle, his golf clubs, and some other personal belongings. Those personal belongings had to have been in 1122 King Road. But back to Xana. Her dad also said that the bruises torn by the knife were how he described the injuries, bruises and torn by the knife. He also said that she's a tough kid. Whatever she wanted to do, she could do it. Sources close to the investigation told News Nation that Xana put up a fierce fight when the attacker set upon her, repeatedly grabbing the attacker's knife so much that she sustained deep cuts to her fingers and that her fingers were nearly severed. It also appears that Ethan had stepped partly into the hallway where the second floor attack may have begun. It also came out that Ethan suffered a slash to the neck and was killed in the doorway of Kernodle's room. And this goes against a contradiction in the affidavit that says when the officer walked down the hallway, he saw a body that was Kernodle's. There's no mention of Ethan's body being in the doorway. There's no mention of any blood present. They don't say upon entering the house, I noticed a smell of blood, or upon entering the house, there were pools of blood or streaks of blood or anything like that. And that leads me to believe that there was some cleaning going on. And I'm also going to put out another video regarding that Latin shoe print. And we'll talk about that more later. Because right now, I want to share something on a more positive note as far as Xana goes, something that her sister shared. And it's a short essay about an object of value to Xana. And I'm going to read through that now. Thank you for listening. This was written 10/18/2022, October 18th of 2022. A short essay about an object of value to Xana. Growing up, I was a rambunctious kid, always running around with my friends from the neighborhood. In the summertime, we lay on the burning hot pavement to cool ourselves from the pool. We played kickball in the street without any shoes on, causing us to always have black feet. We sat on electrical boxes, not even knowing about the dangers of it. Personally, in my life, I have never cared much about material items because I was always running around not giving them any thought. I was grateful for what I had, so every time I was fortunate enough to receive something new, I cherished it. Every year, my dad took my sister and me shopping to get new clothes for school. And in my freshman year of high school, I got a brand new pair of black Converse. I wore them almost every day of school, except the occasional day I decided to dress up. These shoes got me through every football game, ASB event, etc. I felt comfortable in them. I even brought them to college with me. I designated them as my frat shoe freshman year at University of Idaho. It was very comforting knowing I had something with me from the past version of myself, knowing that I was growing, but also still had the same person inside me that received those shoes in the first place. Last year, I noticed they were starting to fall apart, including the rubber in the soles coming apart. I started wearing them to work and realized it's time to retire the shoes that have got me through some of the most interesting and stressful times of my life. I am so grateful for all the years those Converse have got me through. The shoes and I have both been through a lot, even though the shoes may look like they have been through a bit more. Where I live off campus, everyone throws a pair of old shoes on the telephone wire by their house when they move out. This signifies the time we spend in these off-campus houses. But for me, it will signify the past 8 years of my life. I will be throwing these shoes on the telephone wire next year when I graduate, and I already know it is going to be a liberating feeling. So again, that was shared by Xana's sister, and it gives us insight into the shoes on the wire that we were all looking at and questioning. There was about 5 pairs on King Road. But it also gives you a little insight into Xana, who she was, what kind of person she was. She says she wasn't a materialistic person, and I think it just gives us a more genuine look into who Xana Kernodle was. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon.